I'm with Darren Gauthier here today, and he's got an interesting aircraft. It's a 1930s bush plane.
It is. It's called a Fokker Super Universal. It was 1930s. It's done up as G-CASK, which was Punch Dickins' airplane that he used to fly in the north. Had many stories in a few books and published.
Published stories about what?
Flying up in the bush and running out of fuel and having to find fuel, barge fuel.
So backwoods adventurer.
Yes, exactly. It's kind of opened up the north of Canada in a way. This particular one, it's on wheels, but normally you would see this on floats, which it does have.
Okay. But for today, we got the wheels.
Today, it's got the kind of the tundra tires and the wheels just for land flying.
Full shock absorbers and everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bumpy field landing, so that could land just about anywhere that
That's
it was smooth enough.
Exactly, and the main thing about this is this was, in the time, it was one of the first airplanes not to have struts. So you see there's no struts going up to the wings. What they did is they made this wing super thick and strong, and these are actually, the wings support these struts, not the other way. And this wing was about 3 feet thick at the cord, which
so
is
you could crawl
huge.
through it probably in the real thing.
Yeah, easily. Yeah. But the model's powered by a Quadra 40, which is a classic Canadian two-stroke gas chainsaw motor that was converted for airplanes back in the late 70s, early 80s. And it's a little bit loud, but it's dead reliable. The motor's probably close to 30 years old too. And so it'll be getting something new one of these days, but till then, it's just rely on the Quadra.
This plane was built in the early 80s.
Yes, it was. It was built by a gentleman named Bud Hadley, who passed away. He's from Ontario. His son lived here in Victoria, and his son got all the airplanes shipped out here and gave them to our club. I'm a classic float plane 30s kind of loving guy. I said I have to have a Fokker Super Universal. It's just a classic Canadian airplane. So I bid on it and got it.
Tell us about the pilots.
The pilots are 30 years old too, but I had those.
They look a little older than 30. There's no hair on those two guys.
They're probably born in the 30s. And they are from a de Havilland Beaver me and my dad built when I was probably about 16 or 17 in the early 80s. And I always kept them. The airplane's long gone. And I always kept the pilots, and then I acquired this, and they were perfect for it. You have to be one step ahead of it when you're flying it, but it does fly very well. You know, it's not aerobatic, but that's not what I fly. I don't build or fly them for. I just like to have them fly nice and slow in scale, and that's just what I like. All modelers have their fortes, I guess, and that's mine.
Does your weekend resemble this?
Mommy told you to cut the grass.
I am cutting the grass.
Perhaps like this.
What are you doing?
I'm making a rock garden.
I told you to rake the leaves.
Dad, I need help with homework.
I'm raking.
If you're thinking yes, don't worry. You're one of us.
No!
You can't have all the fun. Now rake them again.
RC Pit Stop. We have your back.